Hello everyone, I hope you are having great time. Today I would like to share my experience of using this newly released SMS Audio Raw Pro Deck 1, which is featuring ESS 9039 MS Pro chip inside, like the previous version of D400 ES that they released in probably early 2023 or that time around. So this is the second iteration using ESS 9039 MS Pro chip inside, which they improve with using AccuSilicon crystal oscillator, as well as two USB input, USB-C and USB-B input, I2S, and all the digital inputs that you may ever need. So this one retail for $700 currently available. So back then when they released D400ES, I didn't review it, not really suited for my taste back then. I find it to be a bit bright for my taste. So they improved that in this generation for the sound quality. So overall sound quality is neutral, transparent, and dynamic and vivid sound that it will deliver like all ESS DACs, but this one has a good refinement to it and good retainment in upper range of frequency. You will not find it to be forward and bright sounding in highs and upper mid-range and those area. This one has a well-controlled manner with good resolution and refinement that it will deliver. It has very good depth to it, like all SMS new line of raw decks that they offer. Good depth and dynamic bass quality that it can provide you, especially the mid-bass attack and well-rounded and pronounced mid-range region, and those areas are noticeably improved. Balanced sound quality in those regions. Most noticeable improvement is the mid-range area. Very nice and precise sound that it would deliver. The width of the soundscape is pretty wide as Guster X263 deck that I have and I review. They both use ESS chips. So width of the soundscape is very impressive no matter what component I pair them with. I tried it in my streaming setup, watching Netflix and streaming music, pairing it with Gallium Audio TSA75 and soon to be reviewed SVS Ultra Evolution Bookshare speaker using this Raw Pro Deck 1 as a pre-deck. Sound is slightly flatter for my taste, so that's why I always love to use these decks in fixed gain, just using it as a dedicated deck itself. Usually I don't use volume control. So the control system is as usual one knob control with fully featured remote control that pretty much you can use all the menu setting from remote control as well. This one also have no filter option, so which will give you a crazy dynamic sound, purest ESS sound probably. That's what you will hear. You should try it if you have chance of trying these kind of ESS based decks with no filter option. So that this one has that feature. But most of my music listening, I use minimum phase filter, which is factory standard, and I don't use any sound color option because I want to share my experience as I received out of the factory. Build quality is greatly improved over D400ES. This Raw Pro Deck 1 feature one-piece aluminum housing, the extruded aluminum housing with shield for the screen, so you will get less interference, less digital noise interference from front display. So that is very good improvement. The one that they use, the switching mode power supply on these decks, are incredibly low noise. You will not hear any type of humming or white noise or none of that. So when I moved it here in my main system, I pair it with my Ocuface E4000 using this S1EX towers from Pioneer TED Design, Musicshare X9, 8 watt of 300 BM, pairing with this JBL L100 Classic 75th. I was using Oya Ide Neo Class A USB A to B cable. I was streaming Spotify through my Sony Music server. It's incredible. The mid-range quality is probably my favorite and highlight of this Raw Pro Deck 1. Male or female vocals very accurately, naturally, and honestly reproduced. Slight movements such as when they were singing in high notes, when they shift their head to the side or moving away from a microphone, those kind of changes that you can notice when you listen to it. Resolution is just about right for this price point. If you compare to such as SMS SUX, which is dual chip design with toroidal transformers and all the improvements. So what you will get with SUX is much better background noise control, quieter and pitch black dark background that you will notice, as well as better resolution and micro detail and refinement. Most noticeable thing is stereo image. So that SMS SUX is one of my favorite SMS deck that I ever experienced. This one is about probably like 75-80% in terms of sound quality and stereo image compared to SMS SUX. So this Raw Pro Deck 1 is greatly improved over D400ES in my system. The mid-range quality and accuracy and resolution with realism that I can notice. No matter what type of music you listen to, it will give you like very good live environment kind of realism with very good refinement and precise stereo image. It's not going to be level of SUX kind of precise stereo image and refinement, not to that level yet, but for the price that it can offer is pretty impressive. So if you are after any decks around $500 to $800 price range, this one gonna be great option. Even if you're gonna go ahead and compare with any R2 decks in up to probably like $1,500, probably you will be hard time deciding which one to go with, right? So this one is $700 and you will be impressed the way it sounds, bass quality and dynamic attack. So many R2 decks in $1,000 range cannot offer you this kind of bass quality, my friend. That is the one thing that I can assure you. Bass quality and the mid-range quality, they are approaching and probably surpassing all the R2 decks in $1,000 to after $1,000 range kind of price point. So they are really improved. Like first one I experienced is like Top-End D93 Discreet, right? Though that deck is really smoking a lot of R2 decks in $1,000 range. This is another one that you should look into it, because if you have a good synergy with pairing components, this one will smoke a lot of popularized hype decks in general. Many R2 decks are hyped up decks in my honest opinion. They don't sound bad at all. They are very good. They tend to be that price point because all the work and all the thing that they have to do in the circuit design, it costs more. That's why they are that price point. Just do a blind test. Let me know which one you decide to go with. Either this Raw Pro Deck 1 or D93 Discreet in under $1,000 price range for sound quality that I'm hearing. If I have to choose one, That is a few things that I like to mention it to you because you care about sound quality. Probably you care about your money as well. So if you care about your money and price and performance and sound quality ratio that you are getting, you should look into this Raw Pro Deck 1. I was thoroughly impressed the way it sounds. Mid bass and lower bass quality is very, very good. So those are the highlight and pros with this Raw Pro Deck 1. There are slight cons that I like to mention, which is such as upper mid-range area, lower highs, and those area I will love slightly better separation and more space between the notes in those regions, but nothing major, nothing that I cannot live with it, but I have to mention it because that's what I noticed listening in my system. Highs and upper highs region, I will love slightly more spacious sound and area notes in those areas as well, but I'm not complaining. For the price and sound that we are getting is just about right. You just have to play around with pairing component. So when I want that kind of air and space, right, what I did was I switched it over to this Musicshare X9 300B tube amp and play with this JBL L100 Classic 75th using this Raw Pro Deck 1 in my system. If you have Musicshare or Line Magnetic or any type of tube amps in general, I'm not talking about a lot of modern tube amps that sound like solid state amp, excluding those, right? So if you have these kind of tube amps, you should try this as well. It suits really well. Probably you might fall in love the way they sound together, and also you can play around sound color even when you have bright sounding Class AB or Class D solid state amps. You can play around with sound color as well. So this one can cover pretty much all the ground in your system if you are purist that you want dedicated deck for your music listening experience. So overall experience with this Raw Pro Deck 1 for me is very positive. I kind of like the way they improve in mid-range and those area with very good quality in bass region that they totally change it. So price is right, performance is very good, sound quality that I can live with it, so I can easily, wholeheartedly recommend it to you to try it, my friend. That is my experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Look at the sky, it's the color of love. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly came down from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He read
So great. On the bass, Mr. Korigoe Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Orima Yosuke-san.